Hello there everyone, Ashen Flash here, and welcome on into my early review compilation of all of the first wave of sets for LEGO Fortnite. That is a sentence I have been waiting truly years and years and years to say, so to finally be able to say it is so surreal. This compilation of the reviews of the 4 sets, as well as a brand new one for the promo, which you will see exclusively here in this video. So if you want to, you can find time codes and chapters if you want to hop around to the specific sets, but let's go ahead and let's take a closer look at each of these 5 sets. I do just want to mention this up here at the top of the video. It doesn't apply to the promo. However, each of the sets, when you scan the QR code in Wave 1, you'll actually get the bundle on screen here, which I think is really cool. It's a fun idea, incorporating the QR codes from the instructions, allowing you to get something in-game. I wish that maybe it was something more personal, like, you know, maybe you get, like, the build for this, the prefab for this, or a giant llama, the battle bus, or like cosmetics related to these things, I think, for Peelybone as well. So I think that's a bit of a shame that it's not something more individual and personal to each of the sets. Maybe that's something they can improve going forward, but I think that it's a great idea and a great start so far. This is set number 40728, the Brite Bomber Brickheadz. It's Brickheadz number 254, and this will be available. All the information I have right now is that starting on October the 1st, this will be available for purchases of any theme greater than 90 euros or more. So it's pretty exciting to be getting a Fortnite Brickheadz as someone who collects all of the retail Brickheadz. I cannot wait to add this to my collection. There were a lot of them that were rumored to happen. We actually knew that LEGO was going to be doing Fortnite sets through Brickheadz because they were codenamed Juno, and then that lined up with stuff in the files and everything. So it's just kind of crazy that we're finally getting this. The face of LEGO Fortnite is locked behind a promo though, so I don't know how I feel about that, but let's go ahead and let's build this. So here is Brite Bomber, who looks pretty good, I think, for the most part. I love how they did the hair. Like, it's just very detailed and all the waves and everything. The ponytail here in the back looks really great, but obviously the standout there are the glasses, which look cool with just the handle piece there on top, and then the connection point there for the shields with the plates. That looks so cool, and just that's such a great effect. What I really don't like about this is the skin color. If you take a look at the figure, you'll notice just a lot of differences here, which I find really frustrating in my opinion. I think that this figure is more accurate. First of all, the skin color, I don't know why they chose this. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Borrowing Cho Chang from last year, you could see that that skin color exists in tile form and everything. Maybe not some of the slope pieces for the ears, but still, future Brickheadz would need that. So I don't know. That's really frustrating. I also look at the arms and I'm like, they're not the same color. The gloves are not the same color, and it just feels like this is not Brite Bomber. I don't know why it's on this pink brick. It's just, even the white, it's supposed to be like the bottom tattered part of the shirt. And it just, like, that to me just could have been done differently. Like giving us some sort of, I don't know, the hexagon effect or something. Even here on the back, like, I don't know. I'm not too impressed by this. I do like the strap on the bottom leg there. I think that's pretty cool. And then the accessory having the pickaxe, I don't mind that. And if you didn't know, all of the plates that they're on have the Brickheadz face. So in terms of accuracy, it's not the greatest. I'm happy to be getting a Brickheadz for Fortnite. Hopefully those other ones are not canceled, but there is endless possibility with getting more of these. So hopefully we continue to get more. Maybe some of my main skins will hopefully get Brickheadz and I can add them to the collection. Set number 77070. This is the Durrr Burger set. This is going to be retailing for $14.99 USD or $19.99 Canadian. I'm very excited about this. This is obviously super iconic for sure from Fortnite, and it is actually in LEGO Fortnite. This is one of the things that spawns in rifts every so often. You could see it here in some of the environments. In terms of play features and different things, there's nothing really going on. Unless you can remove all the different ingredients and patties and different things, I'm not too sure. We'll have to wait and see when I build this. But as you can see from this, like, there's nothing. They're showing a picture from the back and then nothing else. There's no figures, no nothing. I think that this is definitely disappointing in that regard. I think this makes for an excellent display set. I think as well, I look at this and I think back to the hype around chapter 1 season 5 with Drift, and this just appearing in real life in the middle of the desert. So stuff like that, I look at this, I'm like, this is an excellent set. However, If Drift was fighting someone else here, it would just be that much better. Let's go ahead, though. Let's take a look at this. And here it is built. I don't know why, but I didn't realize it was orange. I honestly thought it was like one of the newer skin colors or something for the bun, but this looks incredible. It really does. Is it $15 for $20 worth for me? I'm not too sure. It's a very solid build. And again, it's iconic. Not even just some of the things that I mentioned before, but I just had something come to the front of my mind when I was about to film this. And I realized one of my very first memories of Fortnite was an advertisement for Save the World. And I remember them sort of running through the restaurant and everything. So to see this here, you know, it does mean a lot to me for sure. And again, it's one of the things that come through the rifts, but I really love the tongue. I think that looks great. Even the eyes using BB-8's body there, I think is so smart. I really love that a lot. And you could sort of wiggle them up and down just a little bit there. But I love the bun underneath. I wish that maybe this was a little bit more filled out. Honestly, I think that's disappointing to me that they didn't fill that out a little bit more, just because, again, for what you're paying, it's not really complete, and it's got that hole on the bottom, unless that's for you to put on top of like a Durrr Burger building down the line, which would be really cool. Anyways, the beef there looks great with all the studs showing. I like the cheese layer and some of the sloped angle pieces there, the tomato there that you've got, or I guess maybe that's also ketchup, but it looks great. And the bun itself, how it's on this angle. I don't know if you really realize that, but everything else is built regularly, and then this is on this angle. And I'm going to go ahead and remove that to show you how that's accomplished. Well, there's the interior. Anyways, clearly you're not meant to do that, but you could see the interior here and how that works. It's actually on an angle there. I don't know if you could see that there. So that's really great. I think that's smart how they've accomplished that. But yeah, there's a lot of different colors inside that you're not supposed to see. Anyways, just to show you here now that it's back to being built, you just attach it there on top. So you've got some sesame seeds there on top, which are represented by those flat studs. And then you've also got this toothpick going through with an olive, which looks great. I like that build there and how they've done that with the little bit of red showing there. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my review of the Durrr Burger set. Like, this is phenomenal. It's a lot of fun. I think it's great, but it did need a figure, specifically Drift. Again, we talked about that a little bit before, and just the marketing around, the hype around Chapter 1, Season 5, and he was front and center, a part of that, and even, you know, the mask and the hood there with the spray painting and all that. So it is a shame. Like, even if it was just this, it should have and could have been that. You know, maybe even include some skeletons to fight or something from LEGO Fortnite. I don't even care. Just, it needed someone in here, and it should have been Drift or Beef Boss or someone else. But that is really what is sad to me about this. We are looking at set number 77071. This is the Supply Llama. This set is going to be retailing for $39.99 USD or $49.99 Canadian. I'm super excited to take a look at this set because this is just one of the most iconic things from Fortnite, the llama. So I'm so happy to get this little pinata llama. It's just so iconic, and I've been dreaming of this set for so long. I've talked about this for a while. I'm so excited to build this. There's a bunch of different objects and things from LEGO Fortnite, from that game mode. So let's go ahead and let's take a closer look at this set. Here it is built, and I love it. Like, the build for this was just such an awesome and fun experience. Like, I really cannot praise it enough. I just, aesthetically, they just captured it so well. Like, it's insane to me to see this here and to see these Fortnite colors, but in the LEGO palette, and to see it all detailed here too, especially since I stood next to that really huge one at the launch of LEGO Fortnite and Fortnite Chapter 5 way back when last year. Again, it's just so many layers to this for me that I'm really just so happy to have this iconic piece of Fortnite brick built, and it's just going to be an incredible display piece that I will have out all the time. I will never take it down. We'll start with the head, and again, I just had a memory as I was about to start filming this, and it hit me. If you recall, back when there was an Avengers Tower micro scale promo, people were like, what's with that? Why does it look like the Fortnite llama? So I don't know why that popped in my head, but I'm sitting here, I'm like, we now have an actual Lego llama, and it's just insane to me. I love the nose. I think that the shaping of that looks great. Unfortunately, that is a sticker, but the mouth can actually open a little bit there. I like the strap and how that connects to the reddish brown pieces all around here. The head can also move up and down there too. It doesn't move side to side, but that's okay. The ears are also able to be moved up and down, and because of the hinges that they're on, you could also angle them a little bit too. So you can really make this llama quite expressive, and now I'm sort of wanting a Emperor's New Groove set like this. But yeah, it's great. You can really just emote with this, and the eyes are printed there, those 2x2 tiles. The shaping of the neck is just incredible, like just the angles that they've created here. But again, the pinata effect that they've got going on with all of these slope pieces is great. I love the use of the cheese slopes, the double cheese slopes, but then also how they have these rounder pieces, and you'll see it a little bit more down below, or you see it, I guess, on the front tuft there of the neck. But the fact that you've got those longer pieces covering up the double cheese slopes, like that, just the texturing that creates here is just so cool. And again, the colors that they've chosen here, I think it just works so well. The only thing I'll say about this build that I don't like, this is truly the only thing, there's a bit of a gap there, and I'm not a big fan of that. I wish that that was a little bit lower and that they closed that gap, but I understand just part usage wise, there's some limitations sometimes. Now, this is truly, like, I get mesmerized by this, just the effect down below for this. And it truly is a lot of fun to build. And there are just, again, there's certain sections of this, like this is on a 1x8 plate there, and you do this in different parts. So don't think, that you're building this all the way across at the same time. It's not confusing at all, but it looks amazing. Like, just look at that there, the texturing and all of that, again, that I was saying before, of those pieces overlapping. It just creates such an amazing effect here. I really am blown away by that. I also really love the tail here, how they've accomplished that using these pieces. I'm just going to separate them to show you. You build that 6 times, but then for the center bits, you just raise them up a little bit. And again, it creates this really great texture and pattern there for the back tail part. I think that is really great. You could raise and lower this however you want and angle it different ways, but that is really cool that they're all on those parts there in the back. Now, before we look at that, I just want to talk about the legs. You are able to actually wobble them and move them a little bit there. So don't worry, it sort of feels like it might fall over, but no, that is specifically designed to have the legs out like that and not straight up. I think that looks really cool how they have accomplished that, and that it actually gets stuck there so that the legs can't continue to spread apart. That is so creative. I love that a lot. Now, the actual sort of chest here in the back, you've got a sticker of a chest, and it's facing this way, and you can see on the other side it's reflected. So those are 2 different stickers altogether in the set that makes 3. What's interesting about this is up here on the top is how you load all of the different items inside, but in order to get access to them, you undo the latch and then everything pours out. And just to show you that again, just undoing the latch, everything's pouring out there of one side, and I'll do it on the other side so that the rest can pour out there too. And how that works is I'm going to go ahead and just remove that. There are these slope pieces there so that when you load it up from above, from that top hole, they'll actually fall onto each side, and then you've got the latch to hold it closed. And just to show you how easy it is, you could just take all of the items in your hand and you just pour them inside. And I think though, no, even though I put the backpack first, everything still fits inside. Here is the inventory backpack that drops when you die. And I think this looks really great. Just to see this in real life is awesome. I love sort of the rope on the side there. This wrapped up there, I think it looks great. And just the little buckle. Here is the ruby ore, and this is really cool. Again, just to be getting an item like that from the game looks awesome. I love the tooth pieces in dark gray and just all of the other tooth pieces in red with the pyramid piece, the little stud showing. It's awesome. Here's Slurp Juice. I forgot before in the other video, I actually thought this was a shield potion, but it's not. It still works the same way, I guess. I guess it heals health. Anyways, speaking of restoring health, we've got 2 little bottles for Slap Juice, which looks great. I think the build for that is pretty good. I wish that in the game too we could have the actual logo, but that's fine. Here is the Good Luck Charm, which is a pretty simple build, but it looks good for sure. I love the parts that they've used for this here. I think that just this, the new little wedge pieces is really interesting to be getting here in that color, and again, just the whole build works really well, and I hope we continue to get more of these charms. Here's the grappler, the grapple gun. Looks great with the plunger there on the end. This appears in the battle bus set, but it's great to get. And here's just a boring stick of dynamite. There you have it, everyone. That is my review of the Fortnite Supply Llama. I've praised this thing so much throughout this video because it truly is a lot of fun. I think the price might be a little bit much. I think it's an incredible build experience, and you definitely feel it when you're building it and when you have it in hand. Like, it is really heavy, and it's an incredible build all around. But the only other thing that I'll say about this negatively is maybe they could have included one of the regular minifigure scale version ones from the actual game in the proper colors, unlike the make and take that I have and the one in the jar. But also, throw in a figure here. Just something else I think would have been really great to go alongside this and maybe justify the price just a little bit more. But set number 77072, this is Peely Bone. This is going to be retailing for $99.99 USD or $129.99 Canadian. It's the set that I'm least excited about. I think it's going to make an excellent display piece, a fun build with all of the details and everything. It's just, I don't know. I'm not particularly like the biggest fan of this skin. I sort of get why they chose to do this because I think it makes for a really cool model and idea here. But I really think this is the start of something, and this is also perfectly releasing on October the 1st in time for Halloween because, believe it or not, Peely Bone actually debuted during Fortnitemares. If you don't know what that is, it's sort of Fortnite's annual Halloween event stuff. So I think this is actually, in that regard, a good choice. Here it is built, and as suspected, I enjoyed the build a lot. Like, it is so intricate, and just some of the techniques and different things throughout this is very impressive. There's so many little minute details throughout this that I'm like, oh, this is actually really cool. Also, everything here is prints except for one thing, and that's probably my favorite detail about this. There's one sticker, and you'll probably know what it is, but let's go ahead and let's go through this. We'll start down here on the stand, and it's just so clean. I love the rounded edges there. It just looks great, and truly, I want more of these now after building this. I get this. I want maybe some human characters, but obviously I think that some sort of, whether it's animal, suits or like a cuddle team or something like that, but just more colorful and wacky designs, tomato head, different things like that, I think would lend itself really well. But again, super clean. I love this plaque here. You can move it and angle it, and it is just like the helmet ones. Unfortunately, mine's a little bit dinged up there on the top right. That's a bit of a shame. I tried to clean that off. But anyways, to me, like, this has to mean that we're getting more, right? What else I like about this is the little bit of environment build for this. The fact that Peely's leg, or I guess a Bone Peely's leg, is on this angle, I really like how it's stepping on like a bit of the terrain. I think that adds a little bit of something here. I like the green. It adds some color, but also just, I think of like all of the sort of new Fortnite chapter, like the posters and different things and the key art. And I think that just them standing on like the hills looking out, I think is really cool. Kind of wish maybe there could have been something over here, but still, it's great. I love the feet there for like the actual, I don't know, the skeletal pieces throughout this. It's just going to blow you away if you take a second and look at like everything that's being used, like the tooth rock pieces there. Like, what the heck? That just looks crazy. Also, I like the little brown pieces there. You're going to see that over here with this leg too. I don't know about the shaping of this, if these round pieces really work for me personally, but I still think that it looks good for sure. Just the shaping, even if you remove that, just the angles and everything that's accomplished there looks pretty great. And you can see it's the same thing over here on the side. Also, it's pretty much all covered up, which I like too. I'm glad that that is the case from any angle. I didn't talk about this with the feet, but the use of the telephone in yellow in the back, that's just crazy, but it works well. The buttocks for Peely is really interesting, just the parts that they chose to use for that. I think that's just really great. I think that works well. This is for sure one of the coolest parts, and again, color-wise, it just adds a lot. This bit here with the intestines and everything, it's nasty, but so darn cool how they've done that. All of those tube pieces throughout that, and even those little, what they're called, bread pieces, I think just the texturing there, using the dark pink there too, it looks great. I like the use of, as well, just the dark yellows there with the light yellows. I really like just the splatter and everything that you could see there. Like, I don't know what else to call that, but again, that whole spot, how it's just sitting there. I like this part. This piece for the hip looks good. This little connector even coming out here to the side. Again, all of this splatter and how it just sort of sits there on the legs. It's nasty, but really cool. So everything that you see here, that is a print. That is another print. That's another print. So all of these unique prints, just one-offs here. Craziness. But so here's the rib cage, and I think this is one of my favorite parts. I had no idea like what was being used here. So that's actually a superhero stand piece there. That's a pretty new piece from last year. But then this is so cool, using these parts for the ribs on the front, and then the hot dog pieces in white over there for the back of the rib cage. They are very easily just pushed in, so that's kind of annoying. The only way to undo that is you have to undo one of them and then reposition them all, but it's pretty easy. I also really just love the spine here. Like, that build is so cool, just how they have that all lined up there, and it's like pressing on the reddish brown tiles there, and it lines up perfectly with the halfway there. But yeah, that is so cool how that's cut off. Over here we have the back bling, which we'll look at afterwards, but it's very easy to detach and reattach there onto the back. The only thing that's left behind is this 2x2 tile. So if you want to just have the skin on its own, you just got to remove that, and it's very easy to do. The arms were up like that because they were getting in the way of filming down below, but there's quite a lot of articulation there, so you can spin that around 360, but that is really it. You can move it up and down like that, but then also on the hands there is a little bit of wiggle room there for you to move it left and right, and just some of the parts there look pretty good. Again, same sort of pieces being used that were being used down below for the legs. Again, the little reddish brown point there looks good. For the hand, I think it's really interesting that they've got these tooth claw pieces being used for the ends of the fingers. That actually makes it a little bit longer than the regular Peely hand, so sort of breaks your immersion there, but I get why they're doing it, to make it, you know, creepy, again, Fortnitemares and all that. But in order for you to attach the pickaxe, it's very simple. You just attach it like so, and then you close the hand around. Over here on this arm, you can actually move it and spin it again, 360. It might hit the little top part there, but that's okay. You could see this shoulder piece there that's sort of covering that up. I think that works well. And the shaping of this, and because it's all full, looks pretty good. For the hand, it's the same idea where you can angle them like that. It's interesting they're using the Ninjago Evo piece there in the center to create this angle. And what you do, same with the other side, you just attach the gun. But unfortunately, some of the items are really heavy like this, so the connection will fall off a lot. It's still strong enough when it's just posed. But yeah, it's a little bit heavy, and just the slightest movement will knock that off. And the same goes for this. Like, it's a little bit stronger, I think, because it's, I don't know, I guess it's different parts being used. But yes, you are actually able to swap out the different items for the different hands. Why wouldn't you be? And I assume if we get other characters and different things, again, same idea. They would be the same build and concept, so you could swap them around. Again, I think what it was is it wasn't necessarily the build. It's just this gun is so heavy. It's very easy to fall off. Also, I didn't mention a couple things before. One thing I want to mention is the arm joints. The fact that they're in all white, all yellow, amazing. Like, that is such a leap forward from Lego. I'm so happy about that. Like back in the day, like one of these would have been light gray or something ugly, but I'm just going to remove it to show you. Look at all of these prints here on the side. I believe they're the exact same, but still, the texturing here looks really good. All right, working our way up a little bit higher here, you could see, again, the mouth is printed there, and you've got these two eyes, which look pretty good. I love the shape of the skull, just some of the parts, like this newer piece being used there, I think works really well. Also, the jaw can actually open a little bit there. This is one of my favorite details here in the set. I really don't care if you don't like stickers. This, to me, is just wow. The fact that, like a regular banana, you know how they put stickers in the supermarket, you have to put the Nana sticker on that. That is so darn cool. The rest of the banana as well looks cool, just how it's splitting open here. You can move this and angle it up and down, but I really like the texture that they've created here. Having all of these studs for the rest of the body that's completely smooth, I think looks really great, and even the tip of the banana is pretty good there with the reddish brown. And then over here as well, the use of these boomerangs, I think works really well when you compare it to what Peely Bone really looks like. All right, so let's look at these items here separately. We've got the banana bag back bling. I love these pieces being used from Mario here. I think that works really well. I like just the shaping of the bag, this little strap there at the top, and then this over here on the side. It's simple, but yeah, it looks good. Here's the paint gun. Very interesting for sure. I love just some of the tube pieces throughout that. I think looks good. Also just the sort of idea that this is rotating between the different colors, and right now it's on orange. Looks pretty good. And just the different handles and everything. This is a print over here on the front with a little bit of the green splatter and the vents there on the side. On the other side, it's the exact same 2x4 tile. This is what the front of the gun looks like, and the handles and all that. Yeah, I think overall it's a fun inclusion. It's not an actual weapon. I think a tac shotgun would have been cooler, or a rocket launcher or something. It is 18 plus. Why not, right? Here is the Peely pick. I like all of these little tooth pieces throughout this here for the spikes, but this is obviously the coolest part. Looking at this on its own, I think it looks really good using these, again, pieces from Mario. Looks pretty good. Same with these large leaves, look great there too, to create like a banana actually splitting open, looks good. And then the actual banana inside. It's important every 18 plus set that we look at the instructions. You can see over here on the back, we got the pickaxe, but there's a lot that they talk about in here, and it's mostly just a pitch for what LEGO Fortnite is. If you want to pause and read, you can. Even talking about Battle Royale there. LEGO Fortnite is 19 times the size of Battle Royale. That's interesting. But yeah, you could see they're just a big pitch for LEGO Fortnite. This is cool, though. They are talking about the history of Peely. And look, back in the day, you know, he was not a prominent character. He's just over there in the corner. He's not front and center, and now he's one of the most beloved Fortnite characters. You could see here, again, from Fortnitemares, and even the colors that they're choosing to use, I think, looks really good. Here is a little bit there from the model designer. Also talking about there are over 20 variants, which is interesting since some of them are just the same from the same season, even just he's a little bit more dirty. And yeah, there is another one coming for the new LEGO Fortnite update that's coming out on September 17th, I believe. But anyways, that is it for the instructions. Anyways, everyone, that is my review of the Peely Bone set. I do just got to say one thing here, and that is, and I'm sorry, it might sound like a broken record, but this should have come with a minifigure. I think even just the positioning of the stand there, having a minifigure version of Peely Bone would have been so cool to get, because it just fills out that corner. I think as well, just giving a figure here would make this more desirable for collectors to go out and get. But the fact that all of this is prints except for the really important sticker is amazing, and I am blown away by this. I really enjoyed the build. Is it still my least favorite set? Yes, it is, but that's not because it's a bad set at all. It's just not what I envisioned when it comes to Fortnite. Now, I do kind of want to get more characters and builds like this. I think this was a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of people say Mecha Team Leader is probably the one that I've seen the most, so that would make for an excellent, colorful set. So this has been something that I've been hoping and dreaming about doing for over 6 years. Today, we are looking at the official LEGO Fortnite Battle Bus set number 77073. This set is going to be retailing for $99.99 USD or $129.99 Canadian. And I'm so excited about this. Again, like, just Fortnite has been something that I have been dreaming about LEGO doing for years and years and years, and so many people doubted that it will ever happen because it's too violent. Well, then they invested $1 billion into Epic Games. So here we are now, and we've got this incredible set. This is like one of the most iconic things from the game, so I'm so excited about this. It comes with just so many figures. There's play features, all these little things inside. I'm dying to build this finally, 6 years later. Here we go. Here it is built. Finally. Oh my goodness. It is quite the build. It is so much fun to build. I don't know, it's just so detailed and just a lot of fun. Just the different tiles and everything that you're placing. But let's go ahead. Let's take a closer look if you want to hop around to the figures. All right. So looking at the bus on its own, I'm blown away by this. It's really heavy. It's exactly what I've always been wanting to get here. And I think it looks great. It drives smoothly, obviously, as expected. But I think this is honestly even one of the most detailed buses. I know that it's got all of this gear and everything all around it, but it is probably the best looking bus I think we have ever gotten in LEGO form. That's, I guess, like, even for Hidden Side, I guess it was sort of a modified bus. But anyways, this looks really great. Let's go through and look at some of the details. All right, so starting things off here up in the front, I'm just going to detach this so you can see the front grille. It looks great. I like the lights there on both sides, and you just take this and attach it. I really like the Battle Bus sticker up there at the top with the lights. The window pieces are interesting that those are the parts that they chose to go with, but it still works really well. You do have, I think these are meant to be lights here, I'm pretty sure, and you could sort of angle them as well as turn them a little bit and raise those up and down too. But over here on the side, you do have this little mirror, and you've got the Storm logo there on the stop sign that can also be moved forward like on an actual school bus. So that's pretty great there. Over here onto the side, you could see we've got this sort of arm that is holding up and attached to the top, but it looks really great with some of the detailing with that sticker there, as well as the ingots throughout. That looks really cool, and the little light there. And then continuing through, I'm just going to lift this up so that you could see this in more detail. Just this black trim was so much fun to build, and how they have it sort of scattered where, you know, you could see here on the side already, like some of, like that's a 1x3, and then down below is a 1x2. So they're really thinking of, okay, if this is holding things together, then we've got to have it off-centered, and that's definitely noticed more in the back over here when they're using some of the 1x2 pieces. I don't know, I'm using a lot of technical terms. If you don't understand, I apologize, but I like all these grills up here on the top too, and you've got this side door here that allows some players to jump out of the side. And then over here, you've got this arm. It's just the exact same build that we saw before, just reflected, except this has a little bit of like this yellow piece there, and it's actually angled, holding on to the bottom. Also, this one is sort of more attached to the tires. Doesn't line up perfectly, but it's still pretty cool. You can see this sticker. It's also got a little bit of damage and some rust and some dark blue showing through. Onto the back, we've got a ton of lights here, just a lot going on. We've got that Battle Bus sticker here on the back there too, as well as an emergency door sticker on this back door, which again can be opened up for players to jump out of the back. Continuing over here to the side, again, same arm design. This has that sticker piece there repeated too. Over here, though, you've got these ladder pieces being used. I'm assuming that's meant to be like a vent. Then this also lifts up, giving you access to this door here on the side, which I guess people could jump out of, but also most likely that is where they're getting onto the bus. You've also got a mirror here on this side too. Now onto the roof, just to show you some of the detailing. I really love how this is all sloped and tiled off. I think that just looks so nice. But I will say this, it's a bit of a shame. We don't have a solution for this, but these slopes here that are not rounded, they're actually pointed. It's just a little bit off there, you can see. So when you slide your finger across, you feel the difference. But other than that, I think aesthetically it looks really good, especially from far away. I like, again, those connectors and everything there that go to the side of the bus. This is what it looks like and what it's attached to up here at the top. Even that yellow bendy tube comes up here into all of these different devices. Over here, we've got this V, and and that, of course, is known for V-Bucks and everything, but the V from that is from Vindertech, a company from Save the World and all that. But in behind there, you've got another sticker with a couple of different buttons and dials, and behind there, you've got this satellite dish that can't really move, unfortunately, just because it's hitting that down below, and then up above, the dish is hitting that one beam. But yeah, I like the angle and the part usage there for that. Over here on the other side, we've got the same thing, same tile there with the sticker, and then the same sticker with those buttons there. You can see there's even a blue one, and this is cool. You could actually raise this one up and down a little bit, and you've even got a propeller here. You can make it a little tighter if you want to, and it won't spin as easily, but that's a fun build on the side. I really like the flames inside there. Those are from Monkey Kid, and getting them in trans light blue here works so well for the flame. And in behind there, if I just angle that out a little bit, you could see that we've got some 2x2 round bricks there, as well as a clear one up there. So again, that's such a cool effect for the flame going into the hot air balloon. And speaking of that hot air balloon, looks really great using those parts up here. I think that just these wires that are connected to the ends there of the battle bus and how they come up here to the top look really great. And yeah, just the design of this and the colors, again, they just work so well translating it from the game into Lego form. Now I am going to go ahead and just detach. I'll do it the front section here just to show you. There's nothing on the inside here, nothing special going on, just some bricks there. I don't know why they have all of that. I guess it's just to cover up that black beam to give it a little bit more support, the Technic one that goes all the way through. But yeah, clipping this back on, it's pretty simple to do. I don't know if you saw, but we've got those staff pieces that are supposed to be like rope and string actually holding up the hot air balloon. And besides, of course, the doors for the Lego figures to get inside, if you want to get access yourself, you just lift up the top, and it's pretty great. Like, even if, you know, like you might be thinking, well, shoot, what do I do with this? Is it going to stand on its own? Don't worry, the arms actually bend out like that, so you can lay that flat on any surface. And then here we can look at the bus. I figured it might be better to look at it from above. You can see we've got the studs here that it attaches to, but the rest is all tiled off for it to sit flat here on top. And there's a lot of seats inside. There are a total of 9 seats, and that is perfect because there are 9 figures included. That's right, even Peely can fit here in the back, and that's really cool. The only one that I had to make a modification for was removing Meowskull's tail. But yeah, that's awesome that you are able to do that. It's also very easy too. If you remove the figures again, you can even detach the seats, which the builds for them are very simple. You can even lean them back just a little bit there. But what that does is that actually gives you some standing room there too. If you don't want to have all of the figures sitting, you can have them standing around there in the back. And then over here in the front for the bus driver, you've got a dial, this steering wheel, as well as a sticker with a dial, as well as a little infographic of the battle bus. You've got this grill there over there on that side. So starting things off with Brite Bomber, we're actually going to go in order of all of the skins releases, but it's fitting that she's first up anyways because she's the face of LEGO Fortnite. So it's great to get her. Like, it's such a detailed figure, and I say that about almost all the figures here. The leg printing is amazing. I love the torso there. The hair is what's bothering me because she's supposed to have sunglasses, and they didn't use the piece that's in game. They didn't create that in real life, unfortunately, and that could have been used for a bunch of other bomber variants. So that, I think, is a shame in my opinion, but the face looks great. I love this smirk that she's got, and the sunglasses make an appearance on the other side. It just doesn't really make any sense, but I love the back torso printing there too, and her accessory is a pickaxe. Also with Brite Bomber, I just gotta mention this, she was the very first figure I ever drew that was 3D. And continuing figures that have a special place in my heart, Cuddle Team Leader was of course in the original series that I did with Just Too Good, but also this figure was our very first sort of leak that we had for Fortnite potentially getting sets, because this appeared on Shop at Home. So very exciting to get. I love the leg printing there. Incredible. Torso looks great. We've got a shield potion there as the accessory. The back torso looks awesome, but this headpiece is great. I really just love the buttons there on the back, the tufts of fur, and there's zero way that we don't get this in a bunch of other colors down the line for all of the other team leader little variants. But removing this incredible dual molded headpiece, you could see here this face. We've got an exclusive face for Ramirez underneath, which is awesome. Big smile there, as well as this just a smirk there on the other side. And included too is this hairpiece. So I really appreciate that they included that. They did not have to at all. Here is Raven, who has dual molded legs and side leg printing, which is nuts. Love that a lot. I also, of course, love this collar and the hood piece that they've created. It just looks really, really great. But just to remove that here, it's definitely a harder plastic or rubber, but I love the torso printing. Look at that there, the face with those eyes. That's going to be so helpful for people to mock up stuff. Love the back torso printing there too. This is just wow. Here is Drift, who looks amazing, and I'm happy that he's here, and we've got a figure of him. I wish he was in a different set, but that has nothing to do with this figure, because it's amazing. When I first saw this hairpiece for Storm in Marvel Series 2, I was like, oh my goodness, that's perfect for Drift. Please, LEGO. And then here we are. Looks so cool. I love the face printing there too, the mask and all that, the little band-aid there at the top. Love the torso printing, the leg printing. The grappler build is amazing. It's also just so funny to me that it's using the Overwatch gun piece. And because back when that released, I remember thinking, okay, what the heck? They're called Hellfire shotguns. Really? We can't get Fortnite? And here we are again, all these years later. Just so cool. Now, the back torso looks great there too, but what is even cooler is this mask that's included too. They didn't have to do that again. Like, that's so great. I love the printing on that. The gold is just phenomenal, and all the different pink, the coral up there in the ears. Like, what the heck? This is such a cool piece. Wow. Here's Meowskulls, who looks amazing. Like, this is just, it's such an iconic character. I love the arm printing there with the Link's heart tattoo. That is awesome to see. No arm printing on the other side, unfortunately, but I love the leg printing there. Just all the scratches and everything. The belt, the tail included too. The head is interesting. It's really shiny. I don't know if it's like a different material or whatever, but if you compare like even the colors, it's a little off. But I love the printing there. That looks great. The eyes are a little further apart than they are in some of the different pictures, but it still looks really, really cool. And there's even some back torso printing there in behind. Also, the accessories, the Slap Juice build from LEGO Fortnite. Here's the Trespasser Elite, probably my least favorite here that's included, but I love this helmet in black. That's cool to get. I'm glad it's sticking around, and I like the printing on that. The head underneath is really cool. The cube there and those effects look awesome. Like, really, really great on that transparent pink head. The accessory is just a pickaxe. But I do got to show you the torso printing in full. Looks great there. The little bits of pink showing through. Here's the Cube Assassin. And I don't really mind this because it's actually a crew pack. So it's kind of cool that this is the first ever crew pack skin that we're getting in LEGO form. But yeah, it's not my favorite pick either. Probably my second least favorite in the set. But I like the torso printing there with the runes and everything. The leg printing even with some of the crystals there. And it just gives us a bit of an idea of like what some of the dark versions of the characters could look like. I love the head printing with all of those different shards. Looks pretty cool. The back torso looks great too. And we've got another shield pot included. And here is Jonesy, or Battalion Brawler. This is a pretty cool figure to finally be getting again. One of the faces of Fortnite here. It's insane to get in LEGO form. This is the Chapter 3 outfit here for the default skin, so that's why it looks a bit different and why he's this far along in the order of figures. But I love the face. You've got a smirk on one side and just the generic smile on the other. And the back torso looks great. I love the dual molded sleeves there, as well as the leg printing. And just to get Jonesy, it's insane to me. Very lastly here, we have Adventure Peely, who looks really cool. Unfortunately, the printing doesn't line up quite perfectly on the side. And I love this a lot. Nana on the back looks so cool. And I love the straps, and the printing on this side are pretty good there. But I like the face printing. The little handkerchief there, and even the Nana little belt buckle down below looks great, and it even lines up with the leg printing underneath. I'm just gonna remove this here just to show you that. That looks so cool. Like, look at that, it's even printed on the legs, so that's perfect. Also, like on the side, there's a little bit of like the inside there. You can see he's peeling, hence the peely bit there, but the white printing looks great. The little reddish brown on the top, the legs as well, you can see his legs showing underneath there. Gives us a good idea of, like, again, what we're hopefully, we got to get a regular peely, right? But I like the grappler included here too. But this is incredible, like Lego peely, insane. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my review of the Fortnite Battle Bus. After years and years of waiting and just dreaming and imagining, it's finally here with 9 figures, which is insane. And I'm really excited about 7 of them, but I'm blown away by this set. It is perfect. It is a great way to start things off, and I'm so darn excited for the future of LEGO Fortnite sets, like, and the game too. Like, this is just crazy to me. Well, there you have it, everyone. That is my reviews of the first wave of LEGO Fortnite sets. Again, I'll never get over the fact that this is actually happening. I am so happy with this wave as a whole. Obviously, we could use a ton more minifigures, but 9 to start with is kind of crazy, and they're all from that one set, which is so weird. But I'd love to hear your thoughts, your ideas, your comments down below. What buildable characters do you want to see? What sets do you want to see for Wave 2? What skins do you want turned into minifigures? And again, don't forget to scan the instructions to get the free stuff in-game. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Hope you all have a great day. We'll see you all in the next one.